What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and Everton have just lost 1-0 at home to Wolves. Same Wolves team that got absolutely hammered at home last week. We're in big trouble. We're in more trouble this season than we have been in the last two seasons, for various reasons. The obvious reason is we can't put the ball in the back of the net. Everton, yet again, similar to the Fulham game, had several chances to score and they didn't. And when you think of the first four fixtures of our season, take the Villa one out because I weren't expecting anything at Villa, but our first four fixtures this season is Fulham at home, Wolves at home and Sheffield United away. I was at a minimum expecting, worst case, 5 points. And this Everton team isn't capable of beating anyone in this league right now. And the reason why I say that, and I can say this hand on heart, is they can huff and they puff, but they just don't know how to put the ball in the net. It's not like it's one striker that has a moment where it's like, you know, he plays 4 or 5 games, he doesn't score a goal, his confidence is down. Every striker goes through that sticky patch. But this is an entire football team. This is an entire football team of 11 players plus a number of subs. A football team that has got worse over the last 12 months, losing players like Anthony Gordon, who at least has some pace, and Damari Gray, who at least would run in behind and could create a moment of magic. There is not a single player in that team that has that quality. Lewis Dobbin today, bless him, starts. Semedo bossed him. He bossed him. He taught him a footballing lesson today. A lesson that Dobbin needs to learn, but a lesson that we can't afford for him to be learning right now. Not a dig at Dobbin at all, by the way. I called for him to start. I'm glad he started, and I hope he starts against Sheffield United when we play them. Chimiti comes off the bench. There's no way he was going to bring on Morpay. Absolutely no way. And apart from a little petulant dig at Craig Dawson, didn't do a massive lot. In the first 20 minutes, Ledrissa Gay was playing for Wolves. The amount of time he gave the ball to them. The first half an hour, I thought Onana looked really good. He played a lovely through ball into Danjuma. Danjuma should absolutely be scoring, albeit he sent us offside. But he should be scoring, and he didn't. There was numerous opportunities. Ball comes over, Jose Sarr makes one of the best saves I would argue that I've seen in the Premier League. I don't know how he saves the ball from going into the net. He ends up in the net himself, having clawed it. I just can't get over it. But again, it's a lack of contact from us. It was a Decore opportunity where he doesn't properly get his head on it. You know, you are talking about fine margins, but these fine margins are what are going to keep us in the Premier League and they're going to relegate us. And at this moment in time, in terms of fine margins, we're off it. We are seriously off it, and I can get as much stick and I can get comments giving me stick as much as people like for being blunt and open and honest about how poor this is. But the fact of the matter is, we're sitting there with no goals scored, conceding a decent amount, and we don't look like scoring. We create as many chances as we like. We do not look like we can score a goal. The Beto deal, so Beto for Udinese will be in by next week. The deal is agreed. I understand his medical is penciled in from tomorrow. It's £30 million. This is a guy that I think played 30 times last season and scored 10 goals. He's a 1 in 3 striker. Is that going to translate into a Premier League from the Portuguese league? Who knows? Who knows? The one thing I would say is he's got a similar value to Calvert-Lewin. He's got similar attributes to Calvert-Lewin. But this guy needs to come in and hit the ground running. And I mean, not just running. This guy needs to come in Jalovic style, scoring 11 goals in 9 games. Like, we are so far off it. It's a joke. Creating chances, it's boring. There's not a creative player in that midfield. James Garner playing him on the right hand side. I've said it again and I'll say it again today. It kills him. You play him in the middle, he can pick passes, he's creative enough to have a little bit of composure on the ball, but there is nobody that can put their foot on it and just play that little 10-yard pass, that clever round the corner pass. There's nobody in this team that can do it. You know, I'm speaking to a Leeds fan today. I'm speaking to Connor from One Leeds, and he's talking about his front four. He's got Rutter, that cost 24 million. Nonto, who is probably better than any winger we have got. They've got Sinistera, who come in for big money. They're playing better players than we are, and they're in the Championship. They just signed Pirro for £8 million, a guy from Swansea who would walk into that Everton team. This Everton team is so in trouble. It's so in trouble. You know, we've got the MSP deal falling apart behind the scenes. We've got the transfers that we have been waiting for. You know, you can guarantee that Beto's coming in because we've got Damari Gray going out for about 25 million. It's a joke. It is a joke. It is a joke. It's unbelievable. And the second half performance summed it up because we were yet again the better side, but you can see Wolves are coming into it and they don't do anything to counter that. You know, you've got the young lad from Wolves who, you know, he come in with a big price tag for Wolves. He's getting one-on-ones. He's scoring a goal. He was offside. He was lucky. You know, same as us. You know, we had a goal chalked off for being offside. It was lucky for Wolves, but yeah, the fact of the matter is this Everton team, they lack everything. They lack passion, they lack motivation, they lack quality, they lack ability on the ball. And you know what? I've named players, I've named individuals. You know, I've gone into Mulpays, I've gone into Michael Keanes. You know, I've threw people under the bus left, right and centre at times. But do you know what? It is a joke. It's a joke. Sean Dyche made the changes I pretty much wanted. So I don't know what blame I can actually put on him this week, because I'm not going to. You know, I said bring in Branthwaite. Branthwaite was absolutely the right call and was the better centre-half out of the two of them. The goal that we conceded today is a mistake from James Tarkowski because he allows that forward to get behind him. I'll show you a still. This is the still. This is the still. You can clearly see the ball mid-air. You can clearly see James Tarkowski allows his man to get in behind him, and it just knocks it home, makes it 1-0. It is as easy as you get when you put the ball into the box in a dangerous position. You know, Jose Sarr, he was commanding today for Wolves. He caught things. He put his body on the line. He was a great goalkeeper. Pickford didn't have a bad game for me, but the goal is a mistake by Tarkowski. It is a mistake, and these mistakes fundamentally originate from getting away with them at teams where you would get away with them. You're not going to get away with mistakes like that and poor play like that at Everton, with Everton fans. And that's not because we're the best team in the world. That's not because we've got super high expectations, because let's be honest, we know we're shit. We know we are absolutely toilet. The point of the matter is, though, we sit there and we would die for 2 minutes on that pitch in a competitive game. And I literally would die to play 2 minutes of competitive football on that pitch. Partly because I'd have a heart attack. But the simple fact of the matter is, those players don't care. They don't care. The ball goes in, they're not bothered. They get their 60 grand, 70 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand. They get all of their money a week. They go home, they enjoy life. You know, they'll probably think about it. Yeah, you know, we've let thousands of people down today. Yeah, it's not good enough. They'll come out in the programme notes. They'll come out in their press conference. You know, they'll come out midweek. You know, it's time to change. It's all of this. It's a load of shit. It is a load of shit. Honestly, I made a joke with a group of friends who are very quickly becoming not my friends. And we were joking, and I made a joke saying that Telford under 6s are better than us. Well, I bet they score goals. I bet they score goals. You know, it is an absolute joke. It really is. I don't have a positive for today. I don't. I have a 87th minute winner from a player that I can't pronounce. I won't even try. Who gets into a great space, who scores a good goal, who runs away proud, happy that they've got 3 points away from home against a team that is in the same relegation battle they are. Yet again, this is the same Everton team that last season lost to Leicester at home. This is the same Everton team that lost to Southampton the season before. It's the team that lost to Sheffield United. It lost to Norwich. Every single season we put pressure on ourselves by losing home games against teams that you on paper want to get a result against, and this team isn't capable. But when the Arsenals come and the Manchester Uniteds come and the Chelseas and the Man Cities come, all of a sudden we turn into a team that can play football. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. We're making it hard for ourselves again. We've got an October hearing regarding financial fair play that could mean points deduction. It could mean anything. And this football team is just veering head first towards the Championship faster than I can say my own name. It is a joke, an absolute joke. From top to bottom of this football team, it is finished. And it's the poor fans that go each week, week in, week out, home and away. You can't get an away ticket. You cannot get an away ticket. They are the most passionate supporters in the world. We do everything we can for our team, for our community, for everything. And this is how we get treated by those absolute, let me drop the words. The group of people that play every week and let us down and have done now for the best part of 7 years. And you know, while we're talking about 7 years, you know, David Moyes left us 10 years ago. He left us in 6th position. Martinez comes in, we finish 5th. He has 2 ropey seasons, partly because he can't defend. I mean, he can't defend, but he built a very good Everton team. Ronald Koeman comes in, and in the first season we finished 6th, and ever since then we have spent millions of pounds to get worse and worse and worse. And I've said it before, if you look at the stats, if you look at the history, teams who are consistently in a relegation battle, eventually they go down, and it would not surprise me at all if this is our turn, because honestly, Luton would beat us. Luton would beat us, and that's not even being disrespectful to Luton as a football team, but they have more about them, they have a bit more pace than we do, they have a little bit more creativity, and they're meant to be the worst team in the league. We are rock bottom for a reason. It is a joke, and we deserve to be where we are. And while this board, this owner, all of these people that apparently want to invest in Everton, while they sit there and watch this club go down the toilet, Championship football is awaiting for us in our fantastic brand new £720 million stadium, all because of the mismanagement, the shit play and the terrible tactics deployed at our football club consistently for the last 7 years, which is accumulating in dice ball where we can't put the ball in the back of the net. I tell you what, go make it easy for yourself. Go and sign Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes and just do it that way. Because at this point, I ain't bothered. Go and get the entire 2018 Burnley team and say to them, do us a favour, boys, come and play for Everton. Do it your way, because that's the way you know, and let's go and do it. Because I'm telling you now, the cards dice has been handed are horrendous, are absolutely horrendous. I'm not his biggest fan. He annoyed me at his press conference, but I will always call a spade, and the deck that poor man has been handed from the board is an absolute farce. This club is a joke from top to bottom, and I can sit here, I could say the same things over and over and over again, but you know what, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve me using any more of my precious oxygen in my undercapacity lungs for my body to talk about that football club, because they are absolute joke. They are a joke. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I was very fortunate enough today to be watching the game in Mallorca, that I'm not going to have that luxury from next week. From Monday onwards, I am back home, back dealing with it, back doing the 230-mile trip to go and watch them lose at home to everyone. The occasional away game where, again, we'll lose. It's a joke. It's a joke. It is. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. And do you know what? Every channel, every content creator that creates content for Everton today will say that they lack passion, they lack fight, they lack quality, and it's abundantly obvious. We all can see it. Why don't the club? Why don't the club? Why don't they communicate? Why don't they speak to us? Why don't they tell us what's going on? Why can't they just come out and say, look, we've messed up, but we're going to try and do the right things to fix it. The communication from this club is a joke. You've got communications officers that haven't communicated with the fans in over a year. It's a joke. It's finished. The club is finished, and we can continue going into the rest of this season with this optimism that we're going to stay up. But unless Everton find a way of winning away from home and to sort of claw back certainly 6 points, 4 points minimum from away fixtures that let's be honest, we haven't done for 2 years. 2 seasons we've been awful away from home. We managed to find 3 points out of nowhere from Brighton last season. We did exactly the same the season before away at Leicester. This club haven't got the capability of going away from home and winning. I don't think they go to Sheffield United and win. I think the most they can hope for is a draw. I think they'll aim for a draw. It is what it is. We've almost got to not sugarcoat it anymore. Let's get on with it. We've got 1 week of this transfer window, and unless they manage to bring in someone with a bit of creative quality and a striker, we are done. And do you know what? People can say, oh, Mike, we need another winger. Do you know what? I actually think we need to drop one of the 3 midfielders and put someone with a forward-thinking pass in their locker into that midfield. Someone with that little bit of pizzazz, to have a brain cell, to just put their foot on the ball and look. Use their eyes, vision, look at the spaces, look at the channels in between the right back and the centre half, and the centre half and the left back. Look at those 2 channels. A centre midfielder who can carry the ball 20 yards and get a shot off. A centre midfielder who will put the other team on their toes, because every team I can think of have got one. Every team I can think of have got someone who can put the opposition on their toes. I don't think there's a single Everton player in that team that the opposition's scared of. I don't think there's one. Man of the match today for Everton is Jared Branthwaite by a country mile. Young centre half. He absolutely should stay in this side. Little shout out to Michael Keane. His cameo at the end as a substitute playing up front. That's where Everton Football Club are. Yeah, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. The joke. So, yeah, I'm leaving it there. Sorry, this has just been 20 minutes of rambling about how much I hate the club, but I'm sure that you all agree. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I love you. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for keeping me going in very difficult circumstances. It's the reason I make content, and to be honest, I'd happily not make content at this point. I'd happily pack it in. But I hate this football team, and I'm pretty sure you all do. And I see this as a therapy session, and yeah, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. I'm just leaving it there. Love you all. Keep smiling. Up the toffees. Up the shit toffees. Let's just say that. Up the shit toffees. You know? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes always shit. That's what we are. Sound. Right, see you later. Peace.